right, hockey fans, so here we go. Game 6, Oilers Stars. What the hell is going to happen? Now, obviously, you all know I'm a Panther fan, so the answer to the question of who would I prefer is I would prefer to play Dallas the way they played the last 2 games. Okay? All right? Yeah, I don't know how that would happen, because if they play that way, we're playing Edmonton, so it genuinely really doesn't, there's Ottinger, there's McDavid. It's just, we got to play a really good team one way or another. So when it happens, it happens. Now, in terms of this game, you guys know, if you've been watching these videos, I've not been exactly impressed with the Stars' effort level. And I guess there was some questioning of DeBoer about similar subjects, and he dropped an F-bomb, and Maurice threw him under the bus and said, I would never do that. Dallas does not look good. DeBoer can, curse and rant and rave. He can say whatever the hell he wants. Everybody and their brother and their mothers and their dead cousins has seen that, especially in the last game, Dallas kind of looked like the dead cousin. Actually, that would be a good name. Is there a band named the Dead Cousins? That'd actually be a pretty good name. So, is Ottinger gonna steal this one, right? That's really the biggest guess here. If Ottinger can steal one, get in Game 7, anything can happen in one game. But Dallas is going to have to skate again. And that's the last thing I'll say in terms of if the Panthers, if Dallas is worn out, they kind of look worn out, but if they somehow steal these next 2 games, they might be worn out, and Panthers might be able to skate them to death. I kind of would rather maybe think about possibly rather playing, I'd rather play the Dallas team, but with Skinner. That's why I couldn't make the decision. Yeah, I want to play Dallas, but with Skinner. That makes sense. All right. Do we want overtime? It's really no stress, right? There's really no stress. I wouldn't mind 1 overtime, like 6, 8 minutes in, you get the overtime. But if you're going to have overtime, generally I would like to see Edmonton win. If you're going to have overtime, Edmonton win. They win, celebration, the whole thing. That sounds like fun. All right, let's do this. Wow. 2-0 Edmonton after 1. It's a continuation of the last game. I don't think Dallas is showing up. Peter DeBoer looks like a ghost on the bench. I mean, they did the same thing again. It's 2 goals on 3 shots. They scored on the first goal. They scored on the first shot of the game in the power play. Unbelievable. It's just bad. I can't even watch this engage. I'm sure Edmonton fans are going to tell me the Oilers are good, and that's fine. But I'm watching it and I'm going, I can't tell how the Panthers would match up against the Oilers because Dallas is giving no effort. The Panthers' whole thing is the effort. So I can't look at what I'm seeing on the ice and even get some kind of idea. So unless Dallas just has some massive awakening, I think by the time you see me after the second period, it's going to be 4 or 5-0. Let's go. All right, so it's 2-0 Edmonton after 2. Shots are I think the last thing we saw was 22-8 or something like that. Dallas is completely outshooting them. Edmonton doesn't even have 10 shots in the 2 periods, and they got a 2-0 lead. And it's not like Skinner is having to save their ass either. You know what I mean? They're putting shots on net, but I can't even remember one time watching it and going, damn, Skinner with a great save. He's made a couple of nice saves. It's just so weird how Dallas is playing these last few games. Like I said, the only thing that makes any sense is that they ran out of gas. And meanwhile, Edmonton is just happy to just dump it and just, they're not taking any chances. And why should they? Dallas is basically laying down, and we're 20 minutes away from Edmonton skating around with their version of the cup that they're not going to win the next. I don't know the name of the trophy, so that's what it is. All right, let me know in the comments. I know somebody's going to say something, so I don't know the Western Conference trophy name off the top of my head. My apologies, but I think they're going to be skating with it later. Well, no, they don't skate with it. You're not supposed to touch it, right? That's how my Panthers screwed it up. They touched it. Yesterday, they didn't touch it. So they're going to take the picture, and I bet you Kyle Okposo shows up for that one, too. right, so it's the Campbell Trophy. I mean, I knew it. It just was like not coming out of my mouth. Edmonton scored 2 quick goals in the first period, and they set the record for least amount of shots in a conference-clinching victory with 10. The previous record had been 17. Nerf will just let us know in the stream, and I don't remember who it was that had the 17, but 10 shots. If you're Dallas, how do you reconcile that all summer long? You beat Vegas, you beat Colorado, you had a 2-1 lead on Edmonton, you had I think it was a 2-0 lead in that game, you at least had a 1-goal lead in game 4, and then since then you've been outscored like, I'm going to make it up, but like 12-2, 12-3 or something. I mean, it just stopped. It's like they just face planted right into the wall and smushed their face. This is going to be a hell of a series. I'll tell you that right now. And now, well, obviously, if Dallas would have had their full energy level and Onger was making saves and everything, that would have been a challenge too. This one, I don't know. I don't know. Looking at it, and I'm saying, well, it's hard to judge Edmonton by how Dallas looked these last few games. I don't want to undervalue how Edmonton played. At the same point, there was a lot of times during these last 3 games where just the Dallas players, they almost just kind of looked like they just wanted to like trudge down or fall asleep on the ice at different points. The effort level just wasn't there. And then Skinner, you can't take anything away from him. He played outstanding, right? The stat was like he stopped like 55 of the last 56 shots or something, and then they kept going. So, I mean, he's on a hell of a roll. There's no doubt. He did let the one in here towards the end, which kind of had to figure that was going to happen. And Dallas just could not. They couldn't really settle the puck down as much as they wanted to. They had a couple of good shots towards the end. They missed the net, and the season's over, and that's it for them. So, Stanley Cup Final starts on Saturday. Panthers are hosting. They have home ice advantage. What do you think about that, huh? So, first 2 will be in Florida, obviously. Next 2 will be in Edmonton. And then Game 5 in Florida. I'm just saying. So, it's going to be, I think somebody had mentioned this last week, something about it will be the Stanley Cup Finals with the most distance in between the 2 teams. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me there. In terms of, it's the long travel and everything, I mean, both teams got to do it, right? Both teams have to do it. So, I mean, there's the, jet lag and all of that, but these are professional athletes. They're kind of used to that. I don't really think they're going to see any real big issues as problems. Florida's already home. Edmonton's can, they can wait till when they want to fly. I mean, if the game is Saturday, that's the way you figure they get here Thursday, right? And then the way that they laid out the schedule, when we have to travel to Edmonton, they give us the extra day so we could travel on a day and then still have our normal day off and then the day of the game. So I don't think the travel is going to be a big issue at all. But boy, there's some long flights. I'm not going to lie about that. So, congratulations to the Edmonton Oilers. Dallas, man, that's 2 years in a row. I thought for sure they were really on a roll, right? Vegas, Colorado, and Onger, and they got the Otter shirts and the merchandise and all of that. And they had the 2-1 series lead, and I kind of figured, all right, that was nice, Edmonton. You almost made it happen. But, Edmonton come back from all the way, what did they say, 1-10, 1-11, or some crazy thing like that. And so now here they are in the Stanley Cup Final. And I'm going to have a lot of content out. I'm going to have multiple series previews. And now I will say that the live schedule, Colin and I are going to take a couple days off. We're going to take a couple days off. My brain has been absolutely fried. So I would look for a review starting on Wednesday. I think Monday and Tuesday we're going to take some time off. And yeah, we need it. It's been multiple nights in a row. I gotta give him some rest. And my brain needs to rest. Like physically I'm okay, but my brain is just like sometimes in the middle of the recap I just like Where am I? I fell asleep on the stream, by the way. Fell asleep on the stream. I had 3 hours worth of sleep last night because you guys know about Fluffy and everything. And I was trying to tell Kyle, I said we are reaching the end of, and I was trying to say reaching the end of the playoffs and everything like that. And I said we're reaching the end of, and I fell asleep in the middle of the sentence. I have to go back and find it. I was only asleep for maybe 4 seconds, maybe 5, maybe even that long. But I literally fell asleep. I mean, we are in the middle. We are coming to the end of. What was I saying? I fell asleep. I was out. It was a good nap too. When and some of you guys have been in the military or had to work a lot of hours, you understand how a 3-second nap actually is. It's a nap. It counts. So, all right. Florida Panthers versus the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup final. I know a lot of people that are going to be happy about that. They're going to be it's going to be the whole Canada angle and all of that. That's fine. I do have a question. I asked this on the stream the other night. Only got an answer or two. For Canadian hockey fans, not the Canadians, but for hockey fans in Canada, if you're not an Edmonton fan, is the attitude Edmonton is in Canada, so go Edmonton? Or is it screw Edmonton because I want my team to be the first one to win a cup, as a Canadian team in however long it's been? I'm curious how that's going to lay out. I'm going to assume mostly fans will probably not be rooting for the Panthers. I'm going to assume that Montreal fans don't know. And then I'm sure, I don't know, I guess Calgary fans may as well root for the Panthers. We got half their guys. I'm sorry, I don't mean it as a slight, but Kachuk, Bennett, and Lomberg, right? I know Lomberg hasn't seen the ice, so. All right, I'm going to shut up now because I'm really tired. And that's it. We are closing in on the end of the season. It's possible there could be as few as 4 games left. The most there is 7, and then whoop, done. That's it. It's just the lights go off. So I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of this, but we have to win. Panthers need to win this. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.